How do you define family? Slide. More importantly, how does Jesus define family? In Mark 3:33-35, Jesus answers this question when he says, "Who are my mother and my brothers?" he asked. Then he looked at those seated in a circle around him and said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. Whoever does God's will is my brother and sister and mother." If Jesus held such an inclusive view of family, our church should do the same. As Marilyn Sharp wrote in her article, Planning for Family Ministry, aren't we also called to expand the circle to include all of the generations? Families with children, families without children, singles. How can we welcome families of all different sizes and descriptions? Slide. The Garrison Bible Church should start a family-focused ministry. Today I'm going to cover the following points. What is family ministry? Why should we start a family ministry, and who should lead it? What are some examples of family ministry? And finally, we'll cover 5 steps to starting a family ministry. The Garrison Bible Church believes in mission work. Slide. This is evident by many of our members being involved with the motorcycle ministry. Some of our members work with our youth. We have a Sunday school. We have a women's Bible study. Others work with the elderly in our community, and we support a jail ministry. But there is one area that we have overlooked, and that is the family. Slide. Author Diana Garland, in her article, What is Family Ministry?, provided one of the best definitions of family ministry that I could find while I was researching this topic. According to Garland, family ministry is any activity of a church which A, develops new family relationships in the community of faith, B, increases the Christ-likeness of the family relationships of Christians, and C, equips, encourages, and supports Christians to use their families as a ministry tool. Family ministry is just not a set of programs and fun activities, although it can certainly include these items. Family ministry is everything that a church and its members do which has an impact on the founding, development, and support of families. Family ministry is about fellowship. Slide. In Romans 12:10, the Bible tells us to be devoted to one another in brotherly love, give preference to one another in honor. Right now, slide. You might be asking yourself, why do we need to add a family ministry? I've been part of many conversations with different members of this church, and I have heard the same statement over and over. If we don't have youth in our church, we are dying. Oftentimes, these conversations follow services in which my children felt the need to boisterously voice their opinions, and I've been firmly assured that without them here, we know that we would not have a future. I firmly believe that faith is caught, not just taught. If we want our children to share our beliefs, we need to share our beliefs with them. And one way to do this would be to spend time together as a church family. Pastor Al Schoenover of Bethlehem Lutheran Church in Aberdeen, South Dakota, states that excellent youth and family ministry in a congregation passes on faith in powerful ways, transforming children and youth, families, the congregation, and the surrounding community. According to Charles Sell, the author of the book Family Ministry, in survey after survey, people are telling us that the family takes priority, yet family ministries remain scarce in our church, and family disintegration is a significant problem even within the walls of the church. Slide. The next logical question is going to be, who is going to lead this new ministry? People often assume that starting a family ministry should be left to the pastor, or more specifically, a youth pastor. Some churches assume that a leader is not needed because everyone will bear the burden. But as Nick Blevins points out in his blog, The Famine Blog Tour, the truth is, if everyone's responsible, then no one is. I would volunteer to be the point of contact for a family ministry in our church. In the article Family Friendly Ministry, it says that the church should provide guidance and resources, but give family teams the responsibility for planning events that focus on fellowship and service. I believe that members of our church could select a month and plan a family-focused ministry event or project. I know that it'll be hard to find a date and time that works for everyone, but this is going to be like all of our other ministry opportunities. If God leads you to be a part of it, it will fit into your schedule. I know that many times, slide, when we talk about changing things at the church, some members become uncomfortable. In this case, some might be assuming that adding a new ministry means adding new costs. But there's simple things that can be done each month to minister to families. I selected an idea for each month from the article, A Year in the Life, Family Ministries in Your Congregation. I do have additional copies of the article available for anyone that would like to see the other suggestions that were listed. In January, we could host a card party. For this event, we would of course hold a potluck, something that we excel at greatly here. We would provide construction paper, markers, stickers, a list of those who are homebound, away at school, in hospital, in prison, or in military service, and make cards to send to them. In February, we could start a study on healthy relationships. There are many resources out there for healthy relationships and building them, but the article did recommend love, opening your heart to God and others. In March, we could plan a Lenten retreat for the entire church family. We could study about prayer and then allow times of silence to pray for the concerns of the world as we moved into Lord Easter. In April, we could offer a class for grandparents on sharing their faith with their grandchildren. In May, we could hold a graduation party for high school and college graduates. Whether they attend our church or not, let's hold a party. In June, let's have a church-wide picnic in our park. In July, we could provide a list of prayer concerns that could be used by families while they're on vacation away from our church to still uphold our church family in prayer. In August, we could hold a talent fair. We could ask children, youth, adults, family units to prepare a booth or a table activities for others based on a hobby or something they enjoy doing. Then we could ask the older members of the church to tell stories of the past years in the church. In September, when school starts, we could start a parenting class. In October, we could host an All Saints' Day celebration, ask people to dress up as their favorite saint and be ready to tell their story. In November, we could hold a church-wide Thanksgiving meal, making sure to invite those who might be alone for that holiday. In December, we could provide a list of service opportunities that are available in our community so that families could participate in giving to projects beyond our church doors. Slide. In 2000, Group Magazine printed an article that listed 5 basic steps to starting a family ministry. The first step is to survey the needs of the families in our church and our community. We need to analyze that information and then prioritize what we can do. The second step is to review our resources to see what's available and what's attainable. Thirdly, we need to develop an action plan to connect these needs and resources in new ways, taking into consideration our leadership, our facilities, and of course, our finances. The fourth step is to follow the action plan that we set up as we minister to families. We must remember to pace ourselves. We cannot possibly fulfill all of the needs at once. Finally, we will need to evaluate the ministry on an ongoing basis to be sure we're meeting the needs that we have targeted. Slide. I want you to support a family ministry in our church by agreeing to take a month and planning a family-focused ministry event or project. Today, we defined family ministry. We answered why we should start a family ministry and who should lead it. I provided a few examples of family ministry. And finally, we covered 5 steps to starting a family ministry in our church. In the article, A Family in Ministry, Tom and Joni Schultz, who are owners of Group Publishing Incorporated, point out that you have to bring people together as a team, give them a vision, give them ownership and care, and have fun at the same time. I believe that the Garrison Bible Church could easily do this by starting a family-focused ministry. Thank you.